I spent this whole last weekend studying with my new mentor. She has this course, and it was required that you show up Saturday and Sunday for 6 hours to learn her stuff. And it's a month-long learning. So the first weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then a weekly call plus practice calls, and then the last weekend of the month, Saturday, Sunday. And the reason that I'm doing this is because this woman is the best at what she does. And I am so dedicated to learning from her that I would do anything to get the information from her brain into my brain. And the reason I'm telling you this is because when we're learning something new, it can be difficult, it can be hard. I don't know what she knows, but I'm taking her course, I'm paying her to teach me what she knows. So when I go into my classroom, my virtual classroom, and we have to do practice, she puts us into breakout rooms with another person, and we practice what she just taught us. And I'm excited for this because this is how you learn. But most people are scared and nervous to do it. And it's because it's change. And I get it. It makes sense. But my thinking is, I don't know how to do this, so I'm taking a course on how to do this. So this teacher is teaching me how to do it. So of course I don't know how to do it. So I go in with the thought that I'm learning how to do it and I can't do it wrong. And by practicing, the more I practice, the better I get. Just like anything, the more I practice, the better I get. And I feel like I get more out of those sessions because I'm going in with this thought. And a lot of the people that I meet in the rooms are like scared and nervous, and they're thinking I'm going to do it wrong. And it makes it harder for them to do it. It's not as fun as my thought of like, I'm learning how to do this. And she has this process that will teach me how to do this. And while she's teaching her process, people will come on and ask questions, and they'll all be related to I'm doing it wrong or I don't know how to do it. And she will always say, trust me, just trust me. I know how to teach this. I've been teaching this for 25 years. I know how to teach this. And she'll also say, I teach in circles. So she's not just saying one thing. Oh, she's not just saying one thing and then that's it. You better remember that. She always brings it back into her stories, into her teachings. So she's teaching you the same thing over and over and over again because she knows that we learn from repetition. That's what we're learning about. We're learning about how to coach the unconscious mind. So she knows what our brains are telling us, like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not good at this. She knows all of this. And if you just trust the process, by the end of the course, you're going to know what she wants you to know. You can't not know what she wants you to know if you just show up and do what she says. The reason I'm sharing this is because midlife is like this. There's so many changes, and we don't trust that we know what to do. We feel lost, we feel scared, and we don't know how to get out of it. And this is where the unconscious mind comes in, because we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. Think about that. 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. But those are all subconscious thoughts. We're not aware of them. Those are the ones that we aren't consciously putting any effort into. They're just running the show. And what makes a thought subconscious is when we think it so many times, we don't need to consciously think about it anymore. For example, if you're brushing your teeth, you never think about brushing your teeth. Why? Because you do it all the time, every single day, twice a day. So your body and your brain just know how to brush your teeth. So you can forget that you brushed your teeth because you're not consciously thinking, I have to brush my teeth. How do I brush my teeth again? And our thoughts are like this. When we are creating this foundation of what our thinking is, it's based on when we're little kids, 7 and below, and our people that take care of us, usually our parents, our family, Their thinking, their actions, the stuff we see every day, the stuff they tell us every day becomes our thoughts and our beliefs and our actions. And we don't question it because it's sheer survival. We just do what they do or do what they tell us to do so that we can survive. So we never question, do I believe this? Because we don't know anything else to believe. And with this, we grow up and we become our own person, but we still have these unconscious, subconscious thoughts running the show. And it's not a problem unless we're getting results we don't want. So if we are loving our life, then this is not a problem. But if we are getting results that we don't want, this is where we look to solve for this problem. We go into the subconscious because our thoughts create our results. That our external world is just a reflection of what's going on internal. Like we're thinking, we're feeling this, we put it out there, and it gives us what we're thinking and feeling. So it's just a reflection of what's going on inside. And most people don't know that we can change this, that we're in control of this. So if we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, do you remember every single one of those? No, because those are all the subconscious thoughts. Those are all the ones that we do without thinking. Those are all the ones that just are somebody else's thoughts that just run the show that we've been fed over and over and over again. And when we are consciously in this moment, our body can only process like 7 bits of information plus or minus 2. That's it. That's all that we can focus on. So our conscious awareness is very limited in what's going on. So we can't pick up on all of these things. And the reason we learn this in this class is because when I am coaching my clients, I'm paying attention to everything that's going on. But I can only take in 7 bits of information plus or minus 2 at any given time. Because when people are talking, I'm paying attention to their words. I'm paying attention to their tonality. I'm paying attention to their hand gestures. I'm paying attention to their eyes. I'm paying attention to everything that's giving me the answer to what they're really saying, because I know that it's the subconscious that's talking, and the body is the language of this, of what's going on. And without them realizing, they'll be looking over here. Their eyes will go here, which means they're searching for a certain thing. And this gives me feedback. So I learn about all the subtleties of body language, of tonality, of everything. Because when you're having a conversation with somebody and they're sharing something, everything they say or do matters. That's part of the answer. But they just don't even know it. They don't know they're doing these things. That's why it's so cool. And so where are you in your life? Are you getting a result that you don't want, and you're thinking that it's outside of yourself? Where are you thinking that something is happening to you? Because that's the first mistake, because that means you have no control over it and that you're a victim. But everything is happening through you and for you. So when we have this thought, that gives us our power back. That gives us our power back from a place of like, okay, if I created this for myself and I don't like it, that means I can create something else instead. And the way we do that is by accessing that subconscious to see what it's creating. It's so powerful. And when I do this for my clients, they get amazing changes. And they can't explain it because we're all not experts on the unconscious mind. But you can be an expert on your mind. And you can bring stuff into your consciousness. Remember, there's 2 areas of us, just to keep it really simple. One is we're the thinker of our thoughts. So we're having this thought, we're thinking the thought, and then we do the action or say the thing. And then another part of ourselves is the awareness that we're the watcher of the thinker of our thought. So then when we're doing that, when we're being aware of what we're thinking, we're watching our thoughts, that's when we can make some change. If we're just thinking our thought and then we have a reaction, the one of the really great places where you can see this happen all the time is with our family, because our families are so good at showing us our triggers, our habits, our patterns, all that, because they're the ones that created them in the first place. But because we're so close to them, that they can easily set us off. And you'll see these repeating patterns with people closest to you in your family. We'll just say like your spouse, for example. Do you or do you not have an argument that just always shows up in the same way? You're saying the same things, you're feeling the same feelings, and then the same outcome happens. And this argument is the same argument I have all the time. You could literally write it down word for word. You know what's coming next. Yeah. So we want to change that. And the way we change that is from our unconscious. We want to know, what am I thinking about this person that's causing me to say these things? I feel the same way all the time. So what I'm feeling hasn't changed. So I want to get into that feeling. Like, where is that coming from? And those feelings are always coming from our thoughts. Our thoughts create our feelings create our actions create our results. So if we want to change the result of having an argument with our spouse, then we want to change what we're thinking about. So I guarantee you that when you're arguing about the garbage, you're not thinking, damn, he never takes out the garbage. You're thinking, he never does what I ask him to do. He never listens to me. What I have to say is not important. Like, these are the subconscious thoughts you're thinking, but the surface level thoughts are just like, he never takes the garbage out. But that's not why you're so mad. You're so mad because your unconscious thought is like, he never listens to me. I never feel heard, which means he doesn't love me. And that's why you have that same argument over and over and over and over again. It's like you could go, here we go. We're going through the loop again. But the human subconscious brain is just so powerful. If we want to make changes, if we want to really know ourselves, that's what we want to tap into. That's where the magic is. So how can you do that? There's so many tools that I've learned. Number one is you want to kind of snap out of that pattern. You want to just snap right out of that pattern. So let me give you a tool right now. Just grab something that's near you. I have my water bottle. And all you want to do is take that water bottle and pass it across your center and over to the other side, from left to right. If you do this for a minute, you're going to notice that your brain's going to change. You're going to notice that things start to feel different. You just pass it across the center, over to the right, and then to the left. To the right, and then to the left. And to the right, and then to the left. And if you don't have a water bottle or anything, you can do it with your hands. You just tap your hand across your body and then to the other side. And this is your brain. Usually when it's freaking out or doing a pattern, it's on one side. And this here will shake your brain up to be like, hey, what's going on here? We got to even this out. And so if you just pass something from one hand to the other, crossing the center, go wide on one side and wide on the other side, this will help to regulate your central nervous system and you will calm down. And you'll be able to be in a place of neutrality where you can have a reasonable conversation with somebody, right? So this is a tool that you can do. This is a tool that you can teach your kids. Anytime you're feeling like you're on autopilot, your unconscious is running the show, you're not controlling your thoughts, just do a reset and do that. Just balancing your central nervous system. That's your fight or flight. If you're in fight or flight, you're like, let's go. You never take out the garbage. And then because your brain is like always looking for predictability and something that's the same, your brain, when you're talking about them not taking out the garbage, your brain is going to come up with all the other things that are similar to them doing something that they or not doing something that they said they were going to do, all the things that are similar, all the wrong stuff that they did, your brain's going to be like, and that time, and that time, and that time. And that's why we get so upset about not taking out the garbage, is because our brain is like, all of the times you didn't do something. And that's where this emotion is coming from, because the husband's like, I just didn't take out the garbage. But inside we're like, and 5 years ago when you did this, and 2 weeks ago, like just all of the things. That's how our brain works. That's how our brain works. Think about this. Just here's another tool. Just do this with me. Play along with me. I want you to think about somebody that you love, the person you love most in the world. And then just point to where they are. Like when I picture the person that I love most in the world, or the people that I love most in the world, I picture it and I'd be like, here, it's just in front of my chest. Where's yours? Just point to it. And notice how you feel. And now take that and move it really far away from you, like way off into the distance. And then notice how you feel. And then turn that picture into black and white. And notice how you feel. And then bring it back to where it originally was and make it color again. And notice how you feel. Ooh, right? Now, imagine somebody that you don't like somebody that really pisses you off. Now, where do you see them? Just point to where you see them. Notice how you feel. And then take them and push them really far away. And notice how you feel. And then push them so far away that they're just a dot, like just a postage stamp off in the distance. And notice how you feel. And then turn them into black and white. And notice how you feel. And then put them behind you. And notice how you feel. And then put them way behind you, like a postage stamp, way far behind you. They're still in black and white. And they're so far behind you, they're just like a minuscule little black and white dot. And notice how you feel. And then just shake that off. See how powerful that is? Those are all the things that are going on in your brain when you're interacting, when you're thinking about somebody. But what I want to offer is that in midlife, when you're creating a new version of yourself, let's be conscious of all these things. Let's be conscious of what we're creating. Let's take ownership. If we take ownership and responsibility, we can change anything. If we think something is happening to us, we're victims and we can't change anything. So how is this happening for me? What do I get to change today? Notice my languaging. This is empowering. This gives me the power back, and I can change and do and create anything. And in midlife, when we're reinventing ourselves, this is so powerful. We want to really create with our brain, with our conscious mind. And when you do that, you're unstoppable. You can do anything with this brain of yours, but you want to notice what's hiding in those nooks and crannies. You want to notice those old patterns that are running, that aren't yours, that aren't getting you the results that you want. And then create what you do want. Because midlife is the time, this is the best time of our life for us to come back to us and create whatever we want for us. And it starts with taking all of that power back by being conscious of what's going on in our brain, and conscious of what we're creating for ourselves. You can create the midlife that you love and desire just with your thoughts alone. You can create your hormones. You can change your hormone system. You can change everything in your body by your thoughts alone. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something actually happening and then your brain creating it through thoughts. That's how powerful it is. So the next time you bump up against something that you don't like and you want to change, you know where it starts in your brain. This is where you go. This is where the magic happens. And if you want help with this, I've got my 5-day challenge starting. It started on Monday, but you can still jump in on it. It's not too late. And this is going to help you with all of this midlife stuff, all of it. Even though it's called Eat More, Lose Weight in Midlife, it will be relevant to all areas of your life, I promise you. So if you want to change, jump in the challenge or come and work with me. I can help you with this. Together, we have this. Together, community is so empowering. You are never alone. There's always somebody who can help, always somebody who can talk to, always somebody who knows what it feels like to go through what you're going through. You're never alone. Thank you for listening. Always, always, always love yourself first and have an amazing day.